just out for a little shakeout run today. I got my races tomorrow at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, so it's now Friday. Race is starting in the evening, 10k race. It's not a target race, so I hadn't planned to taper for it, but as it turns out I kind of had a bit of a taper because I haven't done much running this week. I ran 9k on Wednesday night and now it's Friday night. I'm just going to get about 8 or 9k today, just nice and easy. Should you run the day before a race? It depends. If you're only running 3 or 4 days a week, then you could probably get your 2 runs done a day or 2 before the race and then not run. But if you run most days like I do, it's probably a good idea to get out. When you run every day, your body gets very used to burning glycogen as a fuel source, as well as fat. But when you're constantly burning glycogen, so depleting your stores and then replenishing them, your body gets used to it, gets quick at it. So if then you don't run for a couple of days like I did, didn't run Monday and Tuesday, and then didn't run yesterday because I felt really sluggish, and probably part of the reason why I felt so sluggish is that when you take your foot off the gas from running, your body starts storing much more glycogen because there's a lot more available now, you're not burning it, and glycogen is stored in your body with water, and water is heavy. As you pack more glycogen into those muscle cells, you have to pack a whole lot of water in too, and then that leads to extra weight in the cells. So for every glycogen molecule, you'll have 4 molecules of water. So that will end up making you feel really sluggish and tired. It definitely has an effect. Like, it is a real feel. I felt it yesterday. So that's why I'm out today, just to get a few easy miles, deplete those glycogen stores in the blood and in the muscles, and then replenish them once I get back home. So I'm just cruising along, 5:25 per kilometre, which is quite easy for me. As you can hear, it's obviously conversational pace. I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday was really just wiped out, and it's a combination of things, you know. Tiredness, a little bit of leg pain, which feels fine now, and then finding out off the GP again that I am once again anemic is annoying because it's in your head then. So when I do this race, it's going to be in the back of my mind. When my heart rate goes up and my breathing gets hard, I'm going to be giving myself excuses saying that's the anemia. Anyway, we'll get it sorted. We'll get back on track. But it's a cracking evening. Malahide Castle. That's where they have the concerts. They're all set up for the concerts. I'm going to Neil Young there next Thursday. Neil Young and Van Morrison with my dad. I'm named after Neil Young. My dad's a massive fan. It is amazing the difference a day makes. This time yesterday I went to go out for a run, which felt horrendous, absolutely spent. Just everything just seemed to culminate. I had a busy day and whatnot, but I feel great today. I just looped around there, back to the car, and the watch clicked on 8k, but I thought I'll do another little loop, probably get another 1.5k. Just feel like I have some energy, so I don't want to burn. So yeah, it's good to be back, it's good to be feeling good again, and it's good to remind myself that you can't take that for granted all the time, so it's going to get another loop. That's it, run done. I think I did just over 9k altogether. Yeah, 9.3k, nice and easy. Just a little loop around there at the end to bring the mileage up a little bit. I felt I'd done enough when I got back around, so that's good. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Should you run the day before? Yeah, I think it's beneficial for sure if you're used to running or if you're usually running, kind of consistently running 5 or 6 days a week. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to get a little shakeout. That's why when you do the marathon training and you do your carb loading, or even if you're doing a half marathon, you're doing some carb loading like in your taper week, and you always do a little shakeout run the day before the race. Like with the people I coach, I would give them like a 4k run the day before the marathon. And you hear people saying, oh, you do that to flush the legs out, and like, what does that mean, flush the legs out, or you know, to shake the legs out, or to, you hear all these phrases getting thrown around, you kind of think, oh, what does that mean? Like, all these little phrases, they have to have a meaning, otherwise I don't buy into it. And that's what you're doing in essence when you're having your little shakeout run, is that you've probably stored, particularly if you've done carb loading, you'll have stored a lot more carbohydrate, which is what you want for the race, and that's going to have with it a lot of water molecules to help you store that, because you can't store glycogen just on its own. You can't store fat because fat's not water soluble, fat's fat soluble. So yeah, so it doesn't happen with fats, but it does happen with glycogen. So the day before the race, and it's good to get out and just burn a little bit of that glycogen, and therefore get rid of some of the water in your body, so you don't feel that stiffness, the tightness, the sluggishness come race day. I think that's what people mean when they say flush the legs out, or all these weird phrases that when you actually sit and think about it, they don't mean anything. But I think that's what they mean when they say that. Anyway, that's a little nugget of information for you. The next time you're doing a shakeout run before a race, you can think to yourself, I'm just burning a little bit of excess glycogen so I can get rid of some of that water stored in my cells. And the water stored in the interstitial fluid in between the muscle cells itself. So yeah, just muscle contractions just feel harder and you feel sluggish. That's basically it. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling for this evening. Thank you all for watching, guys. Next video will be, I think I'll bring the camera on the race tomorrow. I always feel weird talking to the camera when I'm racing because there's people around me. I'm still a little bit uncomfortable doing that. I'm comfortable enough if I'm in the park and somebody walks by, I'm like, whatever, I don't really care. Sometimes you do, particularly if you know them, you don't know whether to say hello mid-camera or whatnot. But in the race, yeah, I think I will bring the camera tomorrow. It's not going to be the best race I've ever ran, but it could be a bit of fun to bring the camera. Yeah, I'll bring the camera at the race. So the next video will be me running the Dunshaughlin 10k. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, in the meantime, run far, run fast, but most of all, run sensible.